Hi everyone, thank you for coming to How I Made It. My name is Naima and today we're going to be interviewing Miss Lalita Hainauth. Thank you for interviewing with us today and you look very lovely by the way.
Thank you, so do you.
Thank you. So I'm going to just start off with a few questions and if you have anything else that I didn't ask you, please feel free to jump in, okay?
Sure.
All right. So can you introduce yourself to everyone that doesn't know who you are yet?
Sure. I'm Lalita. I am a Mount Vernon resident, and I'm also a recent Juris Doctor recipient, aka I just graduated law school.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Where did your education start?
Here in Mount Vernon, I went to public school in Mount Vernon all of my life. I attended Hamilton Elementary, then Franco Middle School, and the very, very famous Mount Vernon High School.
Gotcha. Can you tell us a little bit about Mount Vernon High School, the good and the bad of Mount Vernon High School?
Okay. I was in honors most of my time at Mount Vernon High School. I had some remedial courses. I think math was probably a remedial course for me, but most of my time I was in the honors classes. We had wonderful teachers. The work was rigorous. I think I took maybe an AP class here and there. There were also a lot of distractions in Mount Vernon High School. I know from my experience, when I did have remedial courses, I don't know, I've seen some crazy things at Mount Vernon High School. This is only during my time. I don't know what is going on now. I remember the riots, the occasional releasing of mice in the cafeteria, the food fights, smoking of marijuana, teenage pregnancies. But a lot of talent came out of Mount Vernon. We have a big, we've always been big on sports and basketball, and then we recently had someone from Mount Vernon High School, Ray Benjamin, I believe. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. He was in the Olympics. So Mount Vernon High School going to Mount Vernon High School was eventful, but you could still come out pretty good.
Yeah, it sounds like even with all the distractions, you guys still found a way to put that aside and still focus on the education side. So that's good. When you applied for college, did it feel like you were at a disadvantage because of where you went to high school?
I was a little intimidated when I applied to college from Mount Vernon High School because most of these kids came from affluent neighborhoods. They had connections, their families. Everyone went to college. I was the first one in my immediate family to graduate with a bachelor's. I went to Iona College. That's where I graduated from. So I would say at first I thought, I don't know if I could do this college thing. It's not for me. I don't have anyone to look up to. There's no guidance for me. But when I got to college, it turns out that some of these kids, not only was I just as good as them, I was even smarter than them in some cases, not all the cases. But in terms of applying to college, I didn't come from a rich family, so my personal statement, I made sure I highlighted all of the hard times. I highlighted the hard times and I used that to my advantage because that's what the admissions office, they want to hear. They want different types of people in their school.
Right.
So
you think attending Mount Vernon High School did actually help you?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's good.
Being from Mount Vernon is not exactly a bad thing. You can use that to your advantage.
Well, it's nice to see that you use the disadvantages that most people would take it that way and you use it as an advantage. So, do you have any recommendations for the kids that are attending Mount Vernon High School now?
Yeah, sure. I would say that keep your family close to you. I remember when I was in high school, I was kind of mean to my parents, but they've been my biggest supporters since I was a little girl. especially my mother. I'm very close to my mom. My siblings as well, I have 2 brothers. But keep your family close, because throughout the years you will lose people, mainly your friends. You'll shed friends and you'll get new friends when you get to college. So I would say keep your family close to you. And I mean, there are friends who do become family, because I do speak to some people that I went to elementary school with and high school with.
What college did you attend, and how long after college did you start pursuing law school?
Okay, initially I attended school in New Jersey. I went to St. Peter's University because they gave me a really big scholarship, but I used to commute from the Bronx all the way to Jersey City, and it was like a 4-hour commute. I remember falling asleep on a guy on the train, and then he didn't wake me up, which was kind of weird. But then I transferred I only stayed there a semester, and then I transferred to Iona, and that's where I graduated from.
Did you know that you always wanted to study law?
I had no intentions of ever going to law school.
What influenced you into going into law?
Well, I come from a Caribbean family. I was born in Guyana. So in most Caribbean families, they want you to be either a doctor or a nurse or a lawyer. So I recall my mom stating that I like to argue with her too much, and I should be a lawyer, but I always ignored her. I wanted to be like a movie star or a singer or something, but I did go to school, and how I ended up going to law school. So I remember working, and then I had a long-time boyfriend at the time, and then we broke up, and then I lost my job. I pretty much felt very depressed in my life. And then one of my hobbies is singing and writing. I've been writing poems since I was 5 years old. And then at this time, I had so much free time on my hands because I wasn't working, didn't have a boyfriend. I was so bored. I was like, maybe I should go record a song or something. It's something I've always wanted to do. And my friend Sam, he actually has a studio around the block from my house in Mount Vernon. So I hit him up, and then I was recording music there. Mm-hmm. I only have one song, Don't Test My Love. I have plenty of songs, actually, but I'll eventually...
Maybe one of these days you can do a little bit of that for us, too.
I actually want to license music, and one of my goals, because I have many goals, not only to become a licensed attorney, but to also maybe write a book, maybe start my own cosmetic line, and I would like to license music as well. I just need one hit, that's all I want. So I was recording music, and then Sam, he's also known as Young Notes, he introduced me to this guy, Rob Davis, in the studio, who was not from around this area. He was from the city, and he ran a hedge fund. So Mount Vernon is a predominantly Black neighborhood. So Rob Davis is this white old guy, and I'm like, what the hell is he doing here? So I meet Rob. I'm like, hey, hi, how are you? And then Rob has been nothing but supportive to me since I've met him. So I think I had finished recording my music, and then Rob was recording music. So we were good friends at this time, spending so much time in the studio. And he said to me, why don't you just become an entertainment attorney? And I was like, that is a great idea, because I kept talking about pursuing a master's degree, but I didn't know what I should pursue, because I have a bachelor's of business administration and marketing, and I've never utilized it except the standard, do you have a degree on your applications when you apply? It's always a prerequisite to have a bachelor's. But I never utilized my marketing degree. So I thought that was a great idea. I was like, a lawyer, entertainment lawyer, that sounds like a great idea. Let me apply. So it was like a scene from Legally Blonde where she says, how hard could this be? And that's how I ended up applying to law school.
Okay. Was that a decision that you were happy with after you decided to do it?
Well, law school was very, very challenging, but I absolutely would not take back that decision.
Okay.
That was the best decision of my life.
So with you saying it was challenging, I'm guessing law school was pretty hard.
Yes, law school, let me see. It's like going to the pits of hell, being offered a glass of water, and then the devil raising the temperature about 200 degrees after he offers you that glass of water. Wow. That was my experience in law school. But as the years progressed, law school is 3 years, but it's not regular 3 years. It's like I did about 14 hours of work every day, 7 days a week for the most part. And I recall not seeing my family ever. I did see them once in a while, but I missed birthday parties, I missed weddings, I missed making money, because when you're in law school, you can't work. So...
Oh, you're not allowed to have another job?
You can work, but your schedule is so rigorous.
Okay.
And you have so many cases to read for class, you don't really, it's not recommended that you work while you're in law school.
So you don't really have the time, because you need to
No,
focus
yeah,
on
you don't
studying.
have the time.
Okay.
That was the first time in my life that I did not work while I attended school. So that was interesting.
Okay, so I guess a little bit of you going back and forth with your mom and then meeting this guy at the studio, kind of a blend of everything was what made you pursue law school?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, remember, I had lost my job. I had lost my boyfriend I was dating for like 9 years. So I'm going to call this serendipity. It was a stroke of good luck.
Okay.
It didn't seem like good luck at the time, losing the job, et cetera, but all of those things shaped me and have led me down to this path.
So it worked out?
Yes.
Okay.
It did work out.
What type of law do you specialize in?
I would say that, well, I'm working on my license still, so I'm not sure when that's going to happen, but immigration law and labor and employment law. I currently work part-time for a labor and employment law attorney.
Okay.
But,
is immigration law something that has to do with your background, why you wanted to go that way?
So before you graduate law school, they kind of recommend that you do a clinic. So in the clinic, you are an actual attorney. You're supervised by an attorney, but you are an actual attorney. You're a student attorney. It's under, I forgot what law in New York. I could practice as an attorney while in law school.
Okay.
So I represented undocumented children. They were abused, abandoned, and neglected children. Did I choose that clinic? No, I didn't choose that clinic. That was the only one I think they had left. So I was like, I don't really want to do this, but I need a clinic to graduate. This is going to look good. So that's how I ended up doing that. And I absolutely loved it. I really love representing the children.
Nice.
So yeah, these children, they were from the Northern Triangle, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras. And some of them were in foster care, some of them not. Some of them were trying to escape gang violence in one of these countries, or they had a parent or parents that abandoned, abused, or neglected them. So it's sad, but I learned a lot. And it was challenging because not only did we have our classwork to do, because I still had classwork. I did this youth advocacy clinic during my last semester. I had 2 other classes I think I was taking at the time. So I wouldn't sleep. I think I was sleeping like maybe 5 hours a day.
Wow.
I would nap a lot, like a cat. But so that was how I ended up. I love immigration law and labor and employment law. I worked briefly for the United States Postal Service, the legal department, and I really liked it. And then later on, the next semester, I took that the second to last semester of law school.
So you definitely want to stick in that direction going forward?
Yeah, entertainment law, I don't think so, because I did that too. I did a externship for an entertainment firm. I learned a lot. I met a few celebrities here and there, but
it's not really for you.
It's not where my it doesn't excite me.
I mean, you want to help people, so yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's more transactional.
Gotcha.
I remember looking up stream rates and royalties, but it's different when you're helping like a little child or a regular adult escape violence or something like that.
Understandable. Were your grades from high school good, and did they help you get into college, and how did that go forward as far as transferring from college into law school?
In high school, they were important. I graduated with a 3.0, I think, in high school, which was not that high. I think I was busy paying attention to my boyfriend at the time and working, because I did work when I was in high school. It's important, but your college grades are really important to get into law school. However, if your grades are not that great, to get into law school, you have to take the law school admissions test, and they base whether you're going to get in or not. Most of it is based on that test. Okay. I didn't do too great on that test when I took it a few times, and I think my college grades helped me a lot because I graduated with honors in college, and I did work when I was in college. So I eventually balanced it out, and I also did some form of community service to make my law school application a little more appealing.
So community service is definitely important.
Yeah, one of my friends at the time, he was running for city council of Mount Vernon, and I helped. I remember doing signatures for him. Getting signatures for him. Yeah, I can't remember too much. But I remember putting that in an addendum on my application.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. So pretty much do as much as you can before applying to law school and keep your grades high.
Try to aim to do well in the law school admission test, which is the LSAT. But if you don't do well on that, if you want to go to law school, that is, but it's not a make or break. You can still make it. There's ways around the system.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people that don't know anything about getting into law school, the process just seems like it's really hard, because the way everybody else makes it sound, it's like, oh, it's impossible to get in if you don't have great grades. But I'm glad you kind of broke that down for the younger ones, explaining that whole setup of like doing community service and getting decent grades and just do as much as you can. So that's good.
And try not to get arrested too. That doesn't
look
look good on your application. But
so they do check your criminal record?
I mean, I don't have a criminal record, but
in general,
yeah, they check
okay.
they definitely check that.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you have any recommendations for those who want to pursue law school but don't have the best grades outside of keeping up with community service and things like that?
Well, you're gonna need good references too. Okay. So whether it's a little part-time job you have wherever, it counts. So be nice to people.
That's a good one. You do need to be nice to others, because I guess law school is kind of a partnership thing, right? Or are you on your own?
You're on your own. In law school, you're on your own.
Okay.
But if you do a clinic or anything, you're not on your own. But eventually you won't be on your own when you work in a law firm. You have to work with other people. But for the most part, you're doing legal research on your own. But you could do many things with a law degree. You don't have to go to a law firm.
Gotcha.
You can be a director of a company. You can be a manager of a company. You could do anything you want. You don't have to necessarily go practice in court.
Okay. That's good to know. I didn't know that. So that's actually something that I think would help other people going into this kind of field to know that you don't actually have to just stick with one thing or what you think. You can actually go further with it. So writing addendums, do you need to explain as far as why you didn't do well in college, or can you talk about anything else?
For me, I didn't highlight that I didn't do well on the LSAT, but I did highlight, hey, you should let me into your school because I was helping this one of my friends in our community, and maybe one day I'll run for mayor of my city. So I don't highlight your bad. Try to highlight your good.
Your good. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other influences other than the people you've met in the studio and your mom as far as law school goes?
No. I think my mom has been the biggest influence in my life.
Gotcha.
And she didn't have a formal education as me.
Okay.
She grew up in Guyana. For those who don't know anything about Guyana, she grew up basically in the middle of the jungle. It's islands. I was born actually on islands. So going to school, I think she said they had to get there like 4 miles, but walking.
Wow.
So, yeah. So I took advantage of every opportunity I've been given.
How does she feel about where you are now? Because I know she's got to be very proud of you.
So my mom works at a hospital, and I know she's always showing people my pictures, her little doctor friends and nurses. So she talks about me a lot. Well, all of us, not only me, me and my brothers. Okay. So she's very proud.
That's good. Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years from now? Do you see yourself having your own firm, working for a law firm?
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure about having my own firm. Maybe. Definitely working in a law firm. Maybe being married then, 10 years from now. I'm actually turning 33 in October.
Okay.
So that's coming up. Maybe having another company.
Okay.
Like I said, I wanted to do like maybe a beauty line or something. Writing a book, definitely on there. So
So you want to expand into other things as well outside of law?
Yes.
Okay.
But maybe I'll be partner in a firm by then.
Gotcha.
So.
Well, good luck. I hope that does happen for you because it seems like you have a lot of good plans coming for the future. So keep that going.
Thank you.
So your experience with the bar exam.
Okay.
Explain that a little bit because I know that they say that's hard. Michelle Obama took it twice, I believe. Others take it more than that. Do you have any study advice for people that are planning on taking that? And can you just give us a little bit of your experience with that?
Okay. My advice is talk to people who have taken the bar in similar situations as you. So I graduated during the pandemic. So all of the bars have been administered via paper and in person. When I took the bar, it was not in person, it was remote. So it's been very challenging. I remember the first time I took it, I had to rent a hotel. So my experience is very different from what's ahead because we're in a pandemic right now. So good luck, pray about it. The bar is challenging. And it's not only the bar you have to pass, you have 2 other tests to pass here in New York State. So I know usually when people talk to anyone in graduating law school, like, oh, the bar. No, there's 2 more other tests you have to pass. So
yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool that you're explaining that to the younger ones that are going to go into this experience. So with that, you saying that the pandemic made that difficult for you, normally there's like teachers and in school process that you do, correct?
For what? Studying for the bar?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to you have to get a program. Most of these programs are Barbary, Kaplan. It's like a bar prep program. It is a bar prep program. They're about $2,000. They're very expensive. So every time you take that bar, you're not only paying for the test, which is like $300, you have to pay for a program, theoretically. How you can do your own thing, but if you do your own thing and you fail, then that's on you. And it's time consuming. You have to sit down. I mean, if you're working and studying for the bar, they don't recommend that. But if you have taken it more than once, then you're not starting from scratch. So maybe you can work full time and study, which I actually know people who have done that and they've eventually passed, but not on the first try or second try.
You definitely don't recommend taking it online, though.
I mean, I had to. I had no choice.
Right, because of the pandemic. Yeah. But I'm saying for people that have the option going forward, if they don't have to do it online, you don't recommend them going that way?
I mean, it has its drawbacks. I heard when you do it in person that they didn't have breaks in between it. You would have to go like 3 hours writing essays.
Wow.
Now, when I took it, I remember there were 30-minute breaks between the short essays.
Okay.
So there were long essays too. It's just like a whole process, but I mean, it has its drawbacks, so I can't say doing it online was completely bad. But it was bad in the sense that every time you took it, you had to go rent a hotel if you didn't have a home that was quiet. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess my final question for you is, if you could go back in time and give the younger you any kind of advice, what would you tell your younger self?
I would tell the younger me to leave the boys alone because you really don't. If I could go back to high school, I wouldn't date anyone, actually.
Okay.
I would just be single. Even college, I would definitely be single, and because nine times out of 10, you're not going to end up with that person.
Yeah.
Although there are occasions that you do, and you want different things in your life at different ages. What I wanted when I was 16 is not what I want now in my 30s. So, I mean, obviously you don't want to be lonely forever,
Right.
but maybe I would have focused. I mean, I turned out fine, obviously, but I don't know. I would say less stress on a relationship.
Gotcha. So focus more on your education and yourself.
Yeah, what you want to be and what you want to do with your life.
Gotcha. Okay.
And travel. I love to
Travel.
travel. Yeah.
Is there anywhere you'd like to recommend for your viewers to visit that you've been recently?
I would recommend Barbados.
Sounds
I have an
nice.
aunt. I have family in Barbados.
Okay.
And the most fun I had was during my trip to Barbados.
Gotcha.
Although I love all of the islands. I love the Caribbean in general.
Okay. So before we go, can you just give one last piece of advice to the younger viewers as far as going forward with their life?
I would like to say that it doesn't matter how much money is in your parents' bank account. I mean, it kind of does matter in a little. If you're rich, hey, good for you. But if you're not rich, because my family, we are not rich. We're just regular, hardworking people.
Gotcha.
You could go anywhere in life, despite your circumstances, and don't let anyone tell you that you can't. Yeah, I would really say that. And believe in yourself. Fake it till you make it.
That is some good advice. Fake it till you make it.
Yes.
But thank you so much, Ms. Lalita, for coming on today. And it was great talking to you today.
Thank you.
This is Naima again, and thank you for tuning in to How I Made It.
Thank
you guys
you.
have a good night.
Grew up in a town that is famous as a place of movie scenes. Noise is always loud, there are sirens all around, and the streets are mean. If I can make it here, I can make it anywhere, that's what they say.